still these questions around choice are still being made, and then who's in it and who's not in it.
And I think that's what, these images bring to us. I mean, because it's not just a historical question, it's a question that we grapple with, that our viewers ask us about the choices that we're making. Who are we showing? Who are we not showing? What are we showing? What are we not showing? And, when you look at some of these images and you think about the choices that were made, Harlem from Don Hogan Charles's lens is a very different place from the forbidding Harlem that we described as the New York Times described in the 1960s. So it does make you think about I think if we're true to ourselves, think about how are we doing it now? Where are those blind spots?
Absolutely.
Now.
What's interesting is this was about, 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks after the big protest in Central Park, the anti-Vietnam War protests, where there were hundreds of thousands of white college students burning the American flag. Well, Kendall Smith was arrested for inciting riot. Not much of a riot going on there. And what's even more fascinating, and I don't have any arrest records from the previous event in Central Park, but I can't recall reading the paper and seeing hundreds of white college students being arrested for burning the flag, the American flag. So he was arrested, thrown in the clink, and the next day the Times had a big article about it. It was, again, 2 columns down the Metro section, but no photos, not a single photo. They continued to write stories about his legal case, never, ever publishing these photos showing that there was never a riot. Why would they not put anything
to go along with this? Okay.
It doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, it doesn't.
I mean, maybe it wasn't a big enough deal for them. Maybe it could have been some sort of bar that needed to be at a certain level for a picture to accompany a story.
Maybe they needed a riot.
Maybe.
But that was kind of a lot of the exercise was, well, why? And there were many, many reasons why. We were a newspaper that was dominated by text. It was not the kind of newspaper that we are now. And I think that's what the photo editor was saying, is that, they were limited sometimes. Sometimes it was just practical. You only had so much space. Sometimes you had issues with getting film somewhere. And then there were harder questions where we did wonder, and Darcy's a photo editor, and, where, researchers, reporters saying, well, why wasn't that person there? Or looking at the photo that was published and the one that didn't get published and saying, we were a big institution at a time when American institutions were marginalizing people of color. And so, there was some of that in some of these instances.